What a mess up here. So I'm up at the moon shack. Everything is just all jumbled up. Oh my God. Because, I never know if our critter's gonna run out. Because we just had to throw everything up here when we moved down here. And look, it's my dehydrator. I'm gonna take this to the house. I'm gonna clear off my table, and then I'm gonna talk to you about seasonal affective disorder. Be right back. I keep starting this video and then changing it because it's very hard to talk about seasonal affective disorder without talking about depression too. And I haven't suffered from the effects of depression or anxiety disorder since the very early 2000s. At that time, the only thing I'm going to say about that is at that time, I was in a house where I wasn't happy, in a relationship I wasn't happy, in a career that I wasn't happy, in a city where I wasn't happy. It took all of those things, and then, you know, at the certain point when everything's sort of, you know, at its frenzy, you know, my girls move out, and then I'm hit with empty nest syndrome. And so on top of all of that, I just full-blown depression and terrible anxiety disorder where I felt like I never slept. If I did, I only catnapped. And then I felt like I was going on days and days and days without sleep. And I would actually get a thought and digest a thought, and it would feel like it would come out in my extremities like a tingling feeling. I felt like electric shocks going through my body. I felt so much anxiety, and it would just overwhelm me. At that time, I did seek professional help and got on antidepressants and anti-anxiety medicines and all that kind of stuff. For me, it didn't really help. I tried all kinds of things, all kinds of joining a club or something, and it just didn't help. And I just couldn't get through it. And out of sheer desperation, and an opportunity came up where I could leave, just and I left. And I had a chance to build a new life and start over. And my girls were old enough that I knew that we could go back and forth and visit. I wasn't going to a new planet or anything, just a different state, a little bit warmer climate, and I could be outside more. And I had a really great opportunity to start buying up property and fixing it up and selling it for more and working towards a permaculture acreage, you know, that had kind of been my dream. And that dream wasn't happening back in the state that I was living in. And it just felt like I was getting older and older. And everything I did at that time, every choice I made was because my life needed to be practical. If I had an impractical thought, it needed to be dismissed immediately, you know. And I felt like, you know, where is the happiness in all of this? Where is the true, when do I find out where I'm happy? When do I become like, when do I bloom and become somebody or something? Just at the time, I just felt like this big glob of, you know, anybody could mold me or shape me because it didn't matter anyway. I kind of had that attitude. Well, when I moved and changed location, everything changed, you know. I don't ever recommend that anybody just get off their antidepressants. You're never supposed to do that. If you're ever going to wean off of them, make sure you are under your doctor's care. But I was finally at a point where I noticed I was sleeping at night without the sleep aids. And I was sleeping through the night. And then I started to notice where I was waking up, and I felt a little more motivated each day, just a little bit lighter and brighter. And I was starting to kind of find my way, sort of, and sort of put out feelers and figure out who and what I was, you know, and what did I want to accomplish. I had all this big chunk of my life yet left. What did I want to accomplish? I didn't want to go back to the miserable job, the miserable state that I lived in. Oh my God, it was just, the thought of going back was just awful. And so that's how I got rid of the depression, and that's how I also got off all of the aids, all of the antidepressants, all of the sleep aids, all of that stuff. I was able to leave it all behind, and then I started going to school and being involved in theater and different groups and photography and different things and just finding different hobbies and just becoming so excited about life again, you know. But I still, even to this day, well, I'm in the Ozarks now, much happier even now than I was, you know, than I found myself then. Situations just happened and I ended up here in the Ozarks, and I absolutely love it here. So I'm ecstatically happy to be on Claiborne now. So that's a big part of, you know, why I don't have to battle depression or anxiety anymore. But I still do deal with seasonal affective disorder. It just creeps up on me, especially after somebody's been here and they've stayed a few days, whether it be my husband, my kids. When they leave, you know, I feel that sadness, that kind of overwhelming sadness, and it takes me a couple of days to bounce back and feel like I can start to become motivated again. So today was one of those days. I just felt like, meh, you know, there were so many things that I could go and do, and it's 74 degrees outside on December the 3rd, which is unheard of and beautiful and sunny, and it's been gorgeous the last few days. And here I am, seasonal affective disorder. So, and I know I have it when there's a difference of when I get up in the mornings and I say, what can I do today? Versus I get up in the mornings and it's more like, what can I get through today? That's the difference now. It's subtle, but it's there. It's definitely there. And so, yes, I did get on medical marijuana. Yes, it has helped me a great deal. The sativas, I hope I have my sativas and my indicas correct. I'm not no expert or anything, but I believe it's a sativa. It kind of boosts you up a little bit. Some days I wouldn't even need it. There's days that I'll go and it'll be 5, 6 o'clock. I'll be like, oh, I didn't even partake of any sativa today. And then it'll be like 7. I'll be like, well, I'll smoke a bowl of indica and start to chill and get ready for bed. But there's it's not, you know, doop anymore. It's just kind of like that now, if that makes sense. And I just don't feel it. I don't feel it as drastic as I ever did before. And if I haven't mentioned it before, light therapy didn't work for me, tanning salons didn't work for me, sunlands didn't work for me. None of that worked for me. And it always ends now. I've noticed it'll start right around Yule because we're coming up to the longest night and the shortest day. But by in bulk, I'm so excited with my seed catalogs and my garden preps and my composting and all that stuff. I'm starting to think, oh, it's going to start thawing. I'm starting to look for crocuses, and I come up out of it. So it's only, a couple of months, 3 at the most, that it does affect me. And I don't have to do any pills or anything for it. I try meditation too. Meditation has really helped when I can sit down and really get away in my mind and just, meditation's hard to describe. It's kind of like you kind of zone out and you blank, and then all of a sudden everything is on your mind and your mind can just go anywhere. And it's a really nice thing. If you've never tried meditation, I strongly recommend that you at least give it a whirl. But yeah, no medications, no sleep aids of any kind, nothing like that anymore. Just the, you know, my what I would call gentle use of medical marijuana has really helped me. But even I try to be as upbeat as I can. Even I do suffer from the effects from time to time. So, you know, I'm human. I suffer from it too. I have just found ways to cope with it and deal with it, and I know that you can too. You just have to find that which works for you. I happen to find that which works for me. Being here on this property has been just unbelievably good for my soul. I've even talked about how it makes my spirit dance, and it does. It makes my spirit dance, you know, and very happy, even though I have a touch of S.A.D every now and then, seasonal affective disorder. Every now and then, I'm definitely learning to deal with it, and I know that you can too. All right, guys, peace out.